Page 140, Carol of the Bells, a very famous Christmas piece. Let's look this over. It's got some interesting things going on and some challenges going on here. It's 2 pages long, double and bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature, so it's either in C major or A minor. Make sure you can do both scales. We'll look at the end. Where are we at? At the bottom of page 141, we're here. It ends on an A. I'm guessing it's an A minor. You'll be able to tell for sure as you're listening to it because C major and A minor sound different. The harmony's different, so you'll be able to tell, is it major or minor, and go with that. 3/4 time, quarter notes, eighth notes, dotted quarter notes, we can handle all that. The music is getting trickier, so let's take this one hand at a time, make sure we understand the rhythm and the fingering and all, because we are moving around a bit. We're starting out here, and if you take a look at the first, or all of page 140, and the beginning of page 141, it's all, every measure is the same. It's just a repeat of that measure. 1 and 2 and 3. Then at the top of page 141, it's the same rhythm, different notes. So what we're going to do is I want to use third finger, so I'm going to come up here, like I did at the beginning. So at the bottom of page 140, I'm here. I'm just going to reach up and use third finger here. I could lift up and move, but I like to feel my way around the keyboard. So I'm going to reach up and go. And then, so we're up here. Till the end of the first line, you're here. And then come up 1 key to the A. Up here. 1 and then 3. And then scrunch up and use 4. You can, if you want, use 2 and then 4. Because they're repeated notes. We can change on the repeated note. Or you can scrunch up. Either way is good. You need to be able to do both. And on the last measure of the second line, I don't want to use thumb for all 4 notes. So I'm going to use second finger for the second eighth note. So it's here, 1, 2, 1. This helps me to stay relaxed, because if you use the same finger, you get tense real quick. So out of habit, I just do that. That's a good habit, I think. Third line, well, you got rest to come down here, 4 and 4. And then you got some rest to come up here. Do the same thing an octave higher. And then third finger. Well, you got repeated notes. You can do that like you were at the beginning. And then the last couple measures you're here. And then the left hand finishes. Well, speaking of the left hand, let's see what's going on. There's an asterisk there in the second line on page 40. You don't need it. It's footnote, but the music is telling you. They're not telling you anything special. The music is telling you this. That A, if you take a look at that curved line, it's tied all the way across the line. The bottom line, you can't tie it because those notes are changing. But they could have put a slur or something on it because you need to connect the bottom note. Hold that down as you do that. See, and connect these. Now at the end of the second line, you're here, and in the third line, I need second finger. Scrunch up a little bit. Hold the A down, scrunch up a little bit, and use second finger. This way I can connect these here. And then for the fourth line, I'm going to cut, it's an A and an E here, but I'm on the second finger here, so it's, second finger's there. And just stretch out a little bit. There. And then the next measure, the A's tied, just play the F, and then both. Like so. Now top of page 141, watch this. The A is tied all the way across. But connect these. Come across with a second finger. And then this happens a lot in piano playing, and we need to be able to do this, where you're holding one note down and playing something with the other fingers. So good practice. You should do it in both hands, but this is good. I like that. Now you're ending the second line here. And then the next line, you're going to lift up for the eighth notes. Just lift up and come up. F sharp, G sharp. And then you get treble clef, same notes an octave higher. Then you come down, you get bass clef back. And again, the A's tied. And then they want here. You need the thumb here because I want your second finger here. I want to connect this top note in the last line there. So I need thumb on that. So I'm coming from here to here. Might have to practice that. That's not that. It's tricky. And then hold the bottom. And then treble clef at the end, come up here. Here. So you are moving around a little bit. So once you kind of got an idea what each hand is doing, you try and put them together. Well, on page 140, the right hand's just doing this. So all you're doing is here and then here. Hold the A down. And you're down here. The idea. Let's go over to page 141. At the end of the first line, we're here. And then you're coming up here. For the second line there on page 141 in the left hand, I suggest a 2. I don't know why they're telling you 1-5. You want a 2 there. I think that's an error. It should be a 5-2 here for the E all across that line. So again, the here and then the here. Get the idea. At the end of the second line, you're here. Leave the the right hand where it is. Get the left hand where it is. And as the left hand is playing, you move the right hand. Here. And as the right hand is playing, get the left hand up where it goes. Come over and just be above it. And then get the right hand up. They need to sound like one hand played all of that. It's got to sound like one hand played all of that. So make sure the hands are balancing out okay. And then your next line, you're back to this. Get the, so you put the hands together and then go back over the treble spots and work on those. Get rid of the hesitations. Keep it slow, it's fine. No hesitations. And we can think about the articulation. They've got this. That goes with the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Page 141, second line, you're. I disagree with that. I would slur the second line all together. All of it. All of it. And then you can lift up for the next line. Up. It's like taking a breath. Lift up. It's like taking a breath for the articulation. Dynamics, this sort of grows and then it comes back down. It kind of swells up and then comes back down. Starts out soft, whatever you think piano is, soft. In the second line, second measure, you have a crescendo. So you don't want to get too loud too soon. In the third line, you're mezzo forte, or moderately loud. So you're going to take a few measures to go from soft to moderately loud. I suggest you do it like a measure at a time. So in the second line, in the first 2 measures, stay soft. Then come up just a hair. Now up to medium soft. Now you're loud, or moderately loud. So you gradually get a little bit louder each measure or something. You have to plan it out or you'll be loud by the next measure, and that's too soon. Now at the top of page 141, this is loud here. Here. And you're staying loud for 2 lines, and the third line you come down moderately loud. That's both hands, this is all melody. And then you come down moderately soft. Now you're soft again like you were at the beginning. In the last line, you have a dim E writ. So you're going to get softer. It doesn't say how soft. You go all the way down to very soft. Gradually get softer and slow down. So the last line on page 141. Now, third to the last measure, the left hand's got to come up. You have a rest. Get up here and get ready to go. So fermata, hold on to that little extra, and that last note. It's a quick piece, not super fast, it's quick. The eighth notes all have to be even and controlled. So go find the hardest part, either this part, or this part. You decide where the hardest part is, and wherever you can play that accurately, that's your speed. Because the whole thing is at one speed until you get to the end where you're slowing down. Now on top of everything else, they want pedal on this. You don't need pedal on it, except we want the overtones. That's the purpose. This is bells. We want the bells to ring out. You got to have the overtones, so we're going to need the pedal on this. But they're not telling you how to pedal. They just say with pedal. I don't like it when method books do that. To me, that's just lazy. It's like, you got to figure it out yourself. Well, okay. Let me see if I can help you figure it out. It's going to be overlapping pedal because we're going to connect this. It's pretty legato. It's pretty connected. But we don't want to smear up the harmony. So every time the harmony is changing, I'm going to change the pedal. And I want to keep the melody kind of clean. So I may have to adjust the pedal. I got to listen very carefully. That's why you learn it without pedal first. Then when you add pedal, you can hear the difference. So the pedal goes down right after the note. And I have a choice. I can leave the pedal down and just let it run all together in the first line. Or I can change the pedal at each measure and clear it out each time. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's up to you and what you like to hear. I think for the practice, I'm going to go ahead and change it at each measure because when I get to the second line and beyond, I need to because the harmony is changing. I don't want to smear this. I could because they're bells, but I want to keep it clean, so I'm going to change the pedal with each one of these. So I'll just go ahead and change the pedal on each measure in the first line. And I think because they're bells, we can smear it. So when I get to the second line on page 141, I'll just go ahead and continue to change it with each measure. But on the third line, no. I want this clean. So I don't think I'm going to pedal the third line. And then I'll start pedaling again. Each measure. And here at the end, it slows down. You have time to hear all of this, but again, it's bells. We sort of want it to ring out, but that last note needs to be by itself. So I'm going to change the pedal when I play the last note. I mean, I almost don't need to pedal the last note, but I still want the overtones, so I got to pedal it. So I'm just going to change it. I want it by itself. Now that's just a suggestion on pedaling. You have to listen and decide what you want on the pedaling. copy me, please. You get in and you make it yours. There's different speeds you can try. It's not a real fast piece. It's just a happy, the bells are ringing, and have fun with it. Let's play it together very slowly so you can hear. Make sure you play the right notes at the right time. I should probably do this without pedal, but I want to demonstrate the pedal, so I'm going to go ahead and include the pedal. Hope it doesn't mess it up too much. Even one hand at a time if you need to. So I'll give us 3 counts. I'm not doing any dynamics. We're just notes and rhythms. 1, ready, and go. And 1 and 2. Hold, 1, tie, 2,